Okay, good afternoon, teacher. We will present our lesson plan for our demonstration class. For this lesson plan, we consider the topic, the use of how much and how many, and countables and non-countable nouns. The number of students is around 40 and 42 students, and the level is the first semester of from Universidad Técnica de Ambato, from Pedagogía de los Idiomas Nacionales y Extranjeros. The age is young adults, and the date that this lesson plan will present is 90 January. The time is around 1 hour. It means 16 minutes. The model that we consider is the use of PPP, presentation, practice, and production, and the teacher is Alexandra Guato and my person, Cristina Salazar. The objective is to explain the use of how much and how many in real events. Why? Because students are going to use this grammar point for in the future lives or a real world. The timetable is according to the knowledge already acquired by students, and we consider present tense, yes, no question, and double question, and verb to be. As a second point, we have overall aims that is according to what the students are going to learn at the end of the session. Students should be able to differentiate the uses of how much and how many appropriately, and understand and recognize countable and uncountable nouns. Why? Because a student get confused when using them. Create different exercises using countable and non-countable nouns as currently as possible, because the students are going to do some exercises during the class in our activities. And finally, the use of target language to ask about food and give information about quantities. As we can see, we have anticipate problems. The first one, we consider the lack of vocabulary, because we have to know that all of those students are beginners of our semester, for the first semester. Second one, difficulties with writing skills. Recognize the use of how much and how many. Problems with energy, because we have all those problems around the Ecuador. Problems with technological devices, such as problems with our computer or TV or projector. Organization with the students. Problems to express in production activity that we will see and don't achieve the goals and objectives. For all of those problems, we have possible solutions. For lack of vocabulary, we consider teach different new words, such as give the students a glossary or write those new words on the board. For difficulties with writing skills, we consider give instructions with exercises with using examples. For recognize the use of how much and how many, give feedback with different problems. Problems with energy, we consider prepare a plan B, such as the use of flashcards or the board, or the use of offsetting material. Organization with the students, and problems to express in production activity. We consider motivate students learning, give a better prize, such as encourage them. For example, a good job, or you can do it. And finally, don't achieve the goals and objectives. Give students the opportunity to express their problems and help them during all the class. Next, we have our first activity. This is the stage number 1, and this activity type is the warm-up. The aim for this activity is active participation, because the students have two competition between them. The teacher activity, we have the first step, that the teacher will write a word on the board, such as ocean, earth, and ball. And what are the students are going to do? Sorry, students pay attention to the teacher instructions. The activity calls spell the word because students have to find other words within a word. Students will have to time limit for each of the words in the same way to find as many words as possible. And the teacher will give a clue as how many words can be found. For example, with ocean, we have at least 5 words. And what the teacher are going to do are going to give students a clue because it have could be motivate more students and can increase the competition between them. And at the end of this activity, the students with the most words found will be the winner. The role of this activity, the role of the teacher in this activity will be facilitator and monitor. The description of language focus is new vocabulary, as I said before, ocean, earth, and bull. The material that we will use is the board and markers. And in the case of the students, they will use paper and pen. The grouping is the whole class, but during the activity is individual. And the estimate time is around 5 minutes. As you can see, this activity is like a icebreaker since we will not give in any instruction in the topic.
Okay, I am going to talk about the stage. The first stage is present. The teacher will project an image in which there are countable and uncountable elements and will explain how to use how many and how much according to the difference between uncountable and non-countable elements. In this part, the teacher will review uncountable nouns and non-countable nouns. This activity will last 15 minutes. Stage practice. In this part, the teacher will present an online activity and together with the students, they will solve it. We encourage the practice of using how many and how much. The third stage, production. The teacher is going to form of 5 people with a game called My Little Boat Is Loaded With, in which the students are going to get up from their seats, and when the teacher finishes saying the phrase, 5 people are going to get together to form their group. Then the teacher assigns a specific place to each group, and the students will create a story about an Italian restaurant. 2 participants will be readers, and the others will be the customers. They must use countable and uncountable, and how much, and how many. And then wrap up. Yes. And finally, the teacher will ask the student questions. What did we learn today? And the teacher provide a feedback according the topic, how many and how much. And we include the annexes.